Hello everyone. They say that good things come to those who wait. And after a wait of 5 hours, I have with me Mr. Rahul Bhatnagar, who actually needs no introduction. But in short, can you tell the viewers, what all do you do?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Neha. And we had a meetup here in Pune today, and she had to wait for a long period of time. People had a lot of queries. So I am a mentor, I'm an entrepreneur. I have been into entrepreneurship since the past 8 years. It's quite different talking about your own self. I've delivered TEDx talks, Josh talks, and more importantly, I empowered the lives of a lot of people. Like there have been lakhs of people whom I have helped with my content, my words, actionable strategies, and that is what I'm really proud of. I guess that would be the best introduction. Thank you.
Absolutely. And the great part is that you empower so many people. And a lot of people that I know are really directionless. I was
Right.
one of them.
Right.
You know, you have the knowledge, you have the skill set, but you don't know how to put it into use.
Exactly.
Which you have very rightly told me how to channelize. So can you
Right.
just tell people
Right.
how to channelize their efforts?
I genuinely feel that you might be really talented. You might be having a lot of content with you. But the problem is, till the time you don't know how to monetize
Correct.
it, it's of no use. For example, I'll be really honest. I don't think I'm amongst, let's say, there would be maybe more than 1 crore people who are better speakers than me. But the point is, if you don't monetize it, two things don't happen. One, you don't give justice, you don't do justice to your own talent. And the second thing is, a lot of people can be benefited by your expertise. If you're not monetizing it, you're also depriving others of the opportunity to learn from you and grow and get to the next level.
Yeah.
So that direction is very important as to how can you package all the content that you have together, put it in front of people and help people so that they can achieve more in their life.
And another great thing I like about you is you're extremely spontaneous. You don't need like so many cuts and you don't
Right.
need the edits.
Right.
You shoot a video, you put it on the
Right.
platform and people view it and they benefit from
Right.
it. So spontaneity is extremely important along with direction. What are the other things that you feel are important for somebody to prosper in their lives and monetize their content also?
First of all, if you talk about spontaneity, there are two reasons. One, like I talk about things that I do in my own life.
Correct.
So you don't need to think. You have to think if you are worried about, okay, what is the next question that is coming my way. I talk about things that I do in my own life. The second thing is, the reason why people don't put their content across is because they're waiting for perfection. I genuinely feel that perfection is an illusion. For example, you're recording this on the phone, the
Yeah.
audio and everything. If you had me, I would have been sitting over there, standing right next to it, recorded a video, get it done and upload it. Because what I genuinely feel is, no, it's good, you're
Yeah.
working on it. But what I genuinely feel is, more content is much more beneficial than putting one world-class product if you are preparing one. Because ironically, you will never get to know which is the content, which is the piece of video that people are going to like.
Correct.
So when you put in a lot of content, something would trigger somewhere.
You had
And
told me
that
this,
helped
I remember.
Right, it's very important.
Said success doesn't come overnight. You have to keep doing the efforts consistently, and that's when maybe one view, one video might just click and it might go
Like
viral.
we have about 2,000 videos on social media, and after that some recognition has started to come. I'll tell you the reason why that came. Like before May, also we would have had, let's say, 1,500 videos, maybe
Correct,
1,400
correct,
videos. But because I was not monetizing my information, I was not reaching out to more people. So irrespective of how good my content is, unless and until it reaches to people, it is not going to grow. It is not going to help anybody. So you need to understand the monetization principle. You need to understand that even if your content is good enough, you need to find out ways to get in front of people. And that can only happen if you produce content repeatedly in bulk and it reaches out to a lot of people, maybe through paid mediums or collaborations, whatever you might do. But you've got to do all these things because it is rightly said, the best product never wins. The best marketed product always wins.
I've engraved this in my mind. And one more question I want to ask you is that when you get bored, like, you know, people get bored, people get tired, they lose their direction. How do you motivate yourself to just get back in the game?
I don't get bored.
You don't get bored.
I don't get bored.
What
I
is
don't-
the magic pill that you eat?
It's not the magic pill. I'll tell you the reason. Till about 3 years back, although we had been working since the past so many years, nobody cared about what we do. Nobody had any idea about who I am, about what Rahul Bhatnagar does. So now that we get some recognition, now that we are able to help more people, if I get bored, that would be the biggest thing that I would do to myself. I would say it would be not justifying the faith that people have upon me.
Correct.
And the second thing is, if I want to really come across as a mentor, then my work should do the talking. We don't get bored. Honestly speaking, I get bored if we are on a vacation and if I'm not working.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, अगर हम कहीं बाहर गए भी हैं, and if we are not working over there, then I started
I
getting
saw your
bored.
Singapore videos. You were constantly working.
In Singapore, we
Merlion
recorded
पीछे
more than
है,
100
you are
videos.
recording your videos.
Yeah,
बाकी सब
yeah.
चीजें पीछे, you're still working.
Yeah.
So I think hustle is the new cool, as I had told
Hustle
you.
is important, the
Really
working part is important, and the second thing is what people don't realize is if we are able to afford to travel to, let's say, any part of the world, that is only possible because of my work. So the day I stop giving respect to my work, I think we will stop prospering that day.
Correct, correct. And another thing I've noticed about you is you give equal time and preference to each one who asks you questions.
I try my best. I mean, it's not humanly possible for
but
everybody.
that human connection is so very important, and
Right.
that takes you to another level.
I
absolutely
genuinely feel that is why I am not keen of following a lot of people on social media who just talk but don't do stuff.
Yeah.
For example, I meet somebody in person and they're talking about, Rahul, we want to empower people, and backstage they're saying that 90% of the people who come to my event are fools. So you give them anything and they buy.
Right.
So I will never resonate with those kind of people. Those kind of people will never resonate with me.
True.
That is why maybe there are certain people who might become a part of my programs also. But if they are people who are only driven by the show off, they will go away. They will not stand with me. They will not work with me for a longer period of time.
Correct.
And honestly, we also don't want to work with people like those.
Correct. So any message that you would like to give to our viewers?
Two things. One is, if you really want to do something, please start executing it from today. Perfection is an illusion that you give to your own self. It's an excuse that you give to your own self. Whatever is on your mind, start executing it from today itself. We had no idea how our program is going to work, how we are going to sell our first software, how we are actually going to venture into the digital marketing world. But what I realized is, when you take an action, things happen. I mean, a very simple thing. Today, I've been working on 6 days continuously. This was like my, what time is it right now?
Wow, it is.
It is 5:23.
Yeah,
We started
it's
at 8 in the morning
Correct,
from my
correct,
place.
yeah, right.
So, and we have been doing webinars since the past 5 days. So, two things: consistency, implement all the plans that you have. Last week, we did not have a plan that we would be working on all days and working for 5 to 6 hours continuously.
Correct.
But then when we planned it, your mind helps you in executing all those things. So, have a deadline and start executing it. And the second thing is, whenever you get into something, plan for the longer run. Just don't get into something, let's say, for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months and give up, because that is the mistake that most of the people do. They get into something, then they get bored of it, then they start doing something else. But the problem with starting something else is you start with zero. You start from zero in every new thing that you start. So better is start something and then continue doing the same thing.
So what
forever.
people feel that it's easy money. Now they see your income, but they don't realize that the efforts and the years that you've put into it.
And it's not
And
just
it's
about the
every
income.
day like
If you
a
look
new
at
day.
it, I don't even talk about the money that we make.
Correct.
We don't even show off. Like, we've traveled to so many places. We could have recorded some exorbitant videos just to get some sales in. I don't do it because I don't want people like those. I want people who are driven because of the work that we do. And to be really honest, if you also talk about the income part, I genuinely feel that is going to grow much more because we are committed to add more value in people's life. So when I'm not happy with what we are doing in terms of where we want to go, we are happy with what we have done till now. You should always be humble. You should always understand and not underestimate what you have done. But at the same time, you should always strive to go to the next level. वो बहुत important.
Perfect. I think this advice is going to really help so many people. And yeah, just a small little something from our side. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Wow, this.
It's bakarwadi,
अच्छा,
you'll
अच्छा
love
खाना
it.
दिख रहा है
And it's
इसमें
green
आपको.
tea because I've seen you having green tea in your videos, and it's
Thank you so
turmeric
much,
green tea,
Neha.
so it soothes your throat.
This is so
And
nice.
chocolates, which
Thank you
everybody
so
loves.
much.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
talking to us.
Thank you, Neha.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.